through 75 counties and hundreds of investigations, from the most violent crimes to petty infractions. This is Arkansas Crime Watch with Kevin Kelly.
For the fifth time in just over a month, the Little Rock police chief is hit with a lawsuit. Good evening and thanks for watching Arkansas Crime Watch on Fox16.com. I'm Kevin Kelly. Depending on who you ask, the Little Rock police chief is either being unfairly targeted to try and get him removed, or he's using his high-ranking position to retaliate against a number of officers. That's what many of the lawsuits are claiming, so let's set the stage. On Wednesday, Officer Charles Starks filed a lawsuit against Chief Humphrey and Little Rock Mayor Frank Scott Jr. Starks was reinstated to the force by a court after the police chief fired him following a deadly shooting that a judge later deemed justified. He claims in his lawsuit both the chief and the mayor retaliated against him because of that shooting, and now he wants to be paid damages. 24 hours later, the chief is hit with a second lawsuit, this time by current police captain Marcus Paxton, who used to oversee the training division. He too claims the police chief retaliated against him after officers in his division testified in a hearing where Officer Charles Starks was trying to get his job back. And tonight, the lawsuits are the center of a city record that's revealing some new information. It's all in a memorandum sent by City Attorney Tom Carpenter, in which he states he can't represent the city or the police chief. But as our Susan L. Corey found out, his explainer also includes several details about the city's investigation.
On Memorial Day, this 12-page memo from City Attorney Tom Carpenter was emailed to Mayor Frank Scott Jr. and the City Board of Directors. It's talking about the lawsuits against Police Chief Keith Humphrey, all filed by current city employees. In the memo, Carpenter says it would be a conflict of interest for him to represent the chief and city. He then starts talking about separate lawsuits filed by Assistant Police Chiefs Alice Falk and Hayward Finks, both claiming the chief has retaliated against them. According to Carpenter, the allegations in the two lawsuits suggest the real goal is not to remedy an employment relationship, but to terminate the police chief. He later calls that a political end. It's a statement that has two city board of directors divided.
In my opinion, it would set a strange precedent that if you had a chief that you didn't like, you didn't want there, here's a roadmap to get rid of that person.
And I continue to think that our mayor and his administration refuses to act on what the issue is. And they want to dirty up as many other people as they can.
Carpenter also talks about a city investigation into this dash camera video, which was released from a police department source showing Chief Humphrey's car parked outside a job candidate's house. City records later revealed the same candidate lied on their application, and the chief pushed it ahead as a top applicant. According to Carpenter, the video was downloaded on Assistant Chief Falk's computer, but it was done through Lieutenant Christina Plummer's account, who is also suing the chief.
At some point, it looks like maybe the person doing it is a whistleblower. It has to do with the police chief who is making what appears to be bad decisions.
And I just think that the release of it could lend itself to this being an orchestrated effort to get rid of the police.
Both directors agreeing all they can do is ask questions, and the only one who can act is the mayor.
We did reach out to the mayor about this. He chose not to comment. And last week, you might recall, the mayor called for an outside review into the police department and said more details were coming. So we asked for an update and have yet to hear back. Meanwhile, the Little Rock Fraternal Order of Police is now requesting a vote of no confidence in the leadership of the police chief. This past Tuesday night, 180 members voted unanimously to send the vote to the full membership. The FOP cited concerns with Chief Humphrey, as well as the multiple lawsuits that have been filed by current officers. They will continue voting this week. Action is ultimately up to city leaders. According to the City Board of Directors, the mayor has the final hiring and firing power of the police chief. Caught on camera, a suspect whom police need your help tonight identifying and, more importantly, locating. Take a good look at this surveillance photo. Pulaski County investigators say this woman stole lottery tickets from a business on Arch Street and then later cash them. If you know who she is, call the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office. Also caught on camera, this man. Police in Sherwood are trying to track him down in connection to using a stolen credit card. Authorities believe he used it at a gas station last weekend, so if you can ID this guy, give Sherwood Police a ring. In tonight's crime segment, scam artists are looking to cash in on the Paycheck Protection Program. Arkansas Attorney General Leslie Rutledge says scammers are contacting business owners by email and phone, pretending to be with the program. As a result, here's what you need to be aware of. If you get an email that doesn't look right, do not click on the link. Instead, go to the Small Business Administration or your bank's website. Do not give out any personal account numbers over the phone. Be cautious of companies offering to expedite your PPP loans. And if you suspect a scam, give the Attorney General's office a call. The city of Little Rock handed out 397 parking tickets last week, mostly for meter violations. But to help with the reopening of the city, now through June 1st, city leaders are going to let you off with a warning. Anyone who received a ticket last week can contact the parking enforcement office to discuss voiding the ticket. This only applies at meter or pay stations. All other ticketable offenses will still be handled normally. So keep the deadline in mind. You have until tomorrow to pay those off. The Conway Police Department arrests a woman who they say stole over $5,000 from the Giles firm. 36-year-old Mary Wilkinson was arrested last Monday following an investigation that was launched after the Giles firm president noticed several client checks had not cleared. After contacting the clients, it was discovered that Wilkinson had been placing her name on the checks. When confronted, she responded via email saying she was not admitting to any wrongdoing, but was willing to set up a repayment plan. She was booked into the Faulkner County Detention Center. In tonight's Crime Tracker report, Little Rock police arrest a murder suspect they were looking for. Jason Bridges surrendered to U.S. Marshals last week after a warrant was issued for him for capital murder. Police connected him to the shooting death of Jeremy Parks. Parks was shot last Thursday on Milky Way Drive. He died at the hospital. Turning now to tonight's Cold Watch case. The Conway Police Department is offering a $2,500 reward for information leading to an arrest in this cold case. It was nearly 2 years ago, almost to the day, that 18-year-old Jody Loring was murdered at a home on Donahue Avenue around 1 in the morning. Police say they found him shot to death in his SUV outside his girlfriend's home and were unable to get a description of a suspect or vehicle. Anyone with information should contact the Conway Police Department. Keep in mind, you can remain anonymous. Tonight's Mug of the Week goes to this man who had no problem smiling for his mugshot. John Mackenzie Kreitz was arrested on Thursday and booked into the Garland County Jail. The 26-year-old now charged with 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance with intent to deliver and possession of drug paraphernalia. His bond set at $12,500. As we leave you, here's a look at Arkansas's Most Wanted. We want to remind you that all of the suspects you've seen tonight are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Remember, if you have any information on any of these cases we talked about tonight, you're asked to call your local police department. Thanks for watching Arkansas Crime Watch. I'm Kevin Kelly. Be smart, be safe, and if you see something, say something. I'll see you tomorrow night on Fox 16 News at 5:30 and 9.